On today's show, a super sophisticated way to eliminate blind spots and have really cool navigation in your fancy car.
Netflix PR lets us down and tells us we can't have Netflix in offline mode.
Oh. And we're going to tell you how you can send a 100-foot tall holiday greeting. Oh, and we're going to eat some cookies made with crickets.
'Cause, you know.
Like you do. It's Tomorrow Daily. Greetings, citizens of the internet. Welcome to Tomorrow Daily, the best geek talk show in the known universe. I'm your host, Ashley Esqueda. Join me, as always, once again, forevermore, Khail Anonymous.
You have a reason why we're eating these cookies,
I do.
right?
Okay. I promise there's
an actual reason behind this. Okay.
It is.
All right.
There's a 100% good, trustful reason. We'll discuss. But first, we got to hit the headlines. So a few weeks ago, do you remember the transparent car? The Japanese, the Japanese researchers, they had like the special projection screens and the cameras and the mirrors. It was like very kind of crazy setup.
A little scary, but yes.
It was a little weird. Okay, so this is actually a really sophisticated version of that, brought to us by Jaguar and Land Rover. Jaguar. This is really cool. So we're gonna watch this video. Notice on the beams there, the guy who's crossing the street. Check this out on the right side. Boom. It makes the beam right there, that pillar on the side of your windshield, look like as if it's transparent. So you're seeing the transparency there. You see that? Okay, so this is really cool. So what that is, though, is it's not a projection, it's a screen. And they use cameras to show you what's on those screens. Like, so they will show you a view of what's on the other side of that pillar if there is something to be seen there. So if the thing decides, like, you know, whatever. And then this is a projection on your windshield that is a quote-unquote ghost car that shows you navigation. So instead of saying like just turn right, it's a little bit easier for the human eye to sort of follow a car, like an actual car. So there it is, there's the ghost car right in the middle of the windshield there. And he's driving forward, and then the car is gonna be like, oh hey, like turn right or left, and then you follow the car, the actual like projection of a car going down the road.
That's amazing.
Isn't that awesome?
Wow.
No ghost time trials yet, like in Mario Kart. But
he's throwing banana peels.
They're really awesome. But so the cool thing is these blind spots would only activate if the car.
Oh, he drove by a parking structure and it said how many spaces were free.
Right. So this is a total concept that they want to kind of implement in their vehicles at some point in the future. Nothing rolling off the production line next year or anything like that. But they're saying that this system will reach its full potential when they can kind of link into infrastructure like parking structures and restaurants and road closures, you know, different things like accidents, things like that, where your windshield would basically be your hub that wouldn't necessarily get in your way or be distracting, but they would enhance your information. So all that information would be at the driver's fingertips, which would be really cool.
Yeah, and you wouldn't have to you know, whenever I use maps, I have to look at my phone.
You have to look down to see and I like that.
And also, being able to see through the beams could clear out some blind spots for sure.
I think that's the big thing. So I really liked in the video, if you didn't notice, when the driver's sitting there like this, as soon as he turns his head, that's when the car recognizes that you need to see behind your blind spot, so it changes. The screen on the pillar changes.
Awesome.
Really neat.
It's the coolest car tech I've seen in a while.
Yeah, like I really like this idea. It's really cool. It's interesting. It's and I feel like this is a much more practical use of it instead of a fully transparent car, which is kind of weird.
If you're listening on iTunes, you really got to see this one.
Yeah,
this is like
it's so cool.
I picked like 1 and 16 times in which to say you need to see this, and
That's
this is
the time.
This is definitely one of the. That's awesome. I want that. I want that
really
in my car.
Yeah,
so
I want it in all cars. I mean, that's the one complaint I have about my Veloster. I drive a Hyundai Veloster.
Oh, a Veloster.
It's an awesome car, but the blind spots in that car are a little challenging, if I do say so myself.
And you do say so yourself.
And I do. I do say. Tell me about Netflix.
Why
are we all going to be sad?
That was a happy story. This one's a little sad because there's been people that have wanted to watch Netflix offline. Meaning, you know, you're going on a flight, you want to like have a couple that you can watch on the flight. Well,
Tag a couple.
Netflix PR, specifically Cliff Edwards, has said that no, that is never going to happen.
That's a direct quote, guys.
Yeah, he said never going to happen. This was, of course, because a lot of people were saying, you know, like they're worried about, you know, quality and finding Wi-Fi broadband that works works well, so they want to have some that are offline, and Netflix is like, you know what, look, like it's never going to be a problem. It's just not
I think the big argument is like this is a Band-Aid. Offline mode is a Band-Aid for a bigger problem, which is Netflix wants everybody to have broadband everywhere so that you can use Netflix everywhere.
Yeah.
And that you don't have an offline mode. And I would imagine there's probably licensing stuff?
There's probably licensing. Like having something having a movie on your
is a little different.
Yeah, like it's almost like owning it.
But to be fair,
if you never connect again, it's your movie.
But to be fair, if you rent a movie from, you rent it. Like let's say you rented it. So if you rent it from, let's say, Google Play store, you can pin it. So anything that you have, instead of streaming it, you can pin, like that's in the cloud. So you can like pin it, and then it's available offline until you decide you don't want it on your device anymore. You just unpin it.
But Netflix has like certain length licensing, so
Yeah,
they're
that's
like,
true.
you can only have our movie for like,
this
Paramount's
long.
like, you can only have this movie for 5 months.
Yeah.
And then they pull it, and then if you have that, they can't control it. And
That's true. Yeah, if you were to pin something like Bad Boys, it's going away this
pin
month
Bad
on
Boys.
Netflix.
Oh, is it?
But Bad Boys 2 is going to be on Netflix in January.
Oh, you can't have a screening though.
Can't have
You
both.
can't-
No. You're going to have to, you know what you do? New Year's Eve screening of Bad Boys, New Year's Day screening of Bad Boys 2.
Oh, there you go.
And you
got
could
your New
even
Year's plan.
line it up to like midnight, so you could just watch them back to back.
I totally understand this Netflix thing.
I get it.
I wasn't even actually jonesing for this. It's fine.
And
Cool.
I think that they're right in that there's a million other places to get offline content. And the other thing is that they're banking on the fact that in a few years this is not even going to be an issue. That everybody will be able to have, reliable enough broadband to stream Netflix wherever, which is ambitious, but we'll see. We'll see. But that brings us to our hashtag of the day. I'm really curious as to what you guys think about this. It's TD Netflix. And I want to know, are you cool with this? Are you angry? Are you a Netflix user? You're furious? Are you going to cancel your subscription because no offline mode? Like, is this something that is really important to you? And if it is, like, why or why not should Netflix offer offline mode? I feel like we already made our arguments.
Yeah, no, it's not their responsibility. They offer streaming service. That's what they offer. They shouldn't have to go that extra mile.
I know, but it would be
I'm
really
sorry.
nice when I travel.
I'm not paying $30 a month. It's like
maybe add an extra tier for
nine.
like pinning offline.
Yeah, all right. Yeah.
$30 a month? I don't know. Maybe like Movie
guess.
Pass is kind of that. I don't know.
You can rent movies.
But that's the hashtag there. I'm really curious to see, because people are really like,
they're really up in arms about this.
I feel like
I
people
had
are
no
kind of
idea.
upset about the fact that it's like, well, when you say never, I mean, when a PR person is like, it's never going to happen.
Well-
People get upset about that. Because they had hope. They were like, oh, maybe someday. And now it's like, no, we're shutting that down.
Yeah, they're working on. They got other stuff they need to worry about.
Fair
first.
enough. Yeah, they gotta worry about Marco Polo. I'm hearing not very great things about
There's
that
a show coming out with Marco
Yeah,
Polo.
yeah, it's like
why are they doing all these?
It's their like Game of Thrones type show where it's like this
Oh.
big, kind of fantasy, historical, epic tale with boobs and stuff, swearing things. But yeah, I haven't been hearing great things. That's all I'm saying. I have not personally seen it, but I have heard from a few people that they were not impressed. But moving on to things that are impressive to some people.
It's your user comments.
No. This is holiday GIFs, not gifts with a T, GIFs, animated,
Yeah,
like
they
animated.
spelled it there.
If a card is not going to cut it for you this holiday season, let's say you feel bigger than a card. Your holiday cheer is so much bigger than a tiny little card that you want to send in the mail. I got a great idea for you.
Okay.
All right, so you have until, I think, the 19th. You have until this Friday to
You're running out
enter
of
this.
time,
You can actually shout your greeting in a 100-foot-high animated GIF, a holiday greeting in San Francisco. They're going to project them onto the side of 2 buildings on Market Street.
Oh, I want to see it.
Huge animated GIFs. So it's going to be, this is the brainchild of WP Engine Labs, 10 Up, and Gray Area Foundation. So they're going to actually project these like animated GIFs onto buildings, and you're going to be able to go over to gifthehalls.com. GIF the Halls. Here's the website. Gifthehalls.com. You can choose a pre-made animated GIF. So those are all the GIFs. So let's say you pick this nice animated GIF that's a fire. These are all local Bay Area digital artists who've made these animated GIFs. So you got to register for the site. You can sign in with Facebook or whatever. Type your message in, and then you hit submit, and then it will be projected 100 foot tall onto these buildings between the 20th and the 24th of this month. And that's what it's going to look like. That actually might even be a smaller version because they said 100-foot tall, so it's going to be bigger than that.
And it's free?
Yeah, I mean,
and they're not
totally
live
free.
streaming it.
No.
So you'd have to be in the Bay Area.
But no. But here's the cool thing. So if you're not there, they're going to email you an image of your message being projected onto the wall. They'll email it to you after they put it up there.
And it's free.
Yeah, you can go over to giftthehalls.com. So you'll get an image of the card via email to have proof.
I'm expecting somebody to do that for us. Tell us happy Xmas or whatever.
And also,
and send it to us as their photographer.
I have already taken the liberty of telling San Francisco happy holidays from us here at Tomorrow Daily.
Very clever.
So I'll get that, and then
Very
hopefully
clever.
we'll either show it on the show maybe before Christmas. If we get the email, I don't know when it's gonna go up on the wall.
Let me know if San Francisco calls us.
I'm gonna call us, San Francisco. I said call 867-5309.
Oh,
Ask for
I love
Jenny.
her, yeah.
Ask for Jenny. But yeah, that's I thought that was funny, interesting, weird, kind of awesome.
Yeah.
And if you're not there, you can still do it and say Happy Holidays in San Francisco. But
Happy Holidays,
but
San
they tell you
Francisco.
keep it clean, so you can't go crazy, and you can't pick your own animated GIF, which is a real bummer.
That seems like a huge
I would have picked
oversight.
the animated GIF of Oprah giving bees to everybody in her studio. I think that's what I would have given. That was a really good one. One of my favorites.
Oh boy.
All right, we're gonna take a quick break. We'll be back in 30 seconds or so,
And we're gonna eat these crickets now?
we're gonna eat some crickets. So don't click away. It's Tomorrow Daily. Welcome back. I'm gonna hit you right in the hand. Welcome back to Tomorrow Daily. Okay, I don't even know where to begin with this, so let's just run the back of her hacker graphic. Okay, so I have to clarify. This is not actually up for crowdfunding right now.
Uh-huh.
This was crowdfunded earlier this year.
So
I backed it.
And it won?
And it got funded. Okay, so this is Chirps. This is these are. I think the Kickstarter started off as they were tortilla chips, I guess, made out of crushed cricket flour. Well, hold on to it. Don't eat it yet.
Shouldn't have smelled it.
Why does the
Shouldn't
bag
have smelled it.
Okay, so here's Chirps. These are cricket chips. So these three very enterprising women started this company called Six Foods, and they talk about how meat in the future is going to be a lot harder to be sustainable, and how we get our protein in Western culture is quite a bit different than some other cultures where they're totally fine with eating bugs.
Yes.
We're not. And they found the best way to get people in Western society to eat a bug
Is to fool them.
is to trick them.
Yes.
And so just like you trick your kids into eating their vegetables, tricking adults into eating crickets. They're ground up, sterilized, they're sterile ground crickets. And so they ground them into a flour, and they make, tortilla chips. I'm getting the chips in, I think it's January, February.
Okay, all right, yeah.
So, but for the holidays, as a thank you, they added a free, they kicked in
Cookies.
half a dozen chocolate chip cricket cookies. So I decided to bring them in, and we have to taste test them on the air, because honestly, it's like, what good are we to tell you to back it or hack it if I don't, with my own personal funds, back something and then follow up with it and tell you if it's any good
You got to
or
put
not.
your money and your crickets where your mouth is.
That's exactly right. And so
Don't quote me on that.
So I'm
Never.
gonna let you take one first, because I've been sick, and so I don't want to reach in there and touch a cookie.
Right. Okay. Let me get one that's not.
Yeah,
there we go.
pick a good one,
Okay.
maybe with less crickets in it.
Okay. So.
All right.
Did
So
you ever see Snowpiercer?
I did. Where they eat the little blue black blocks that turn out to be cockroaches.
Yeah.
Yeah, super gross.
That's the mode I'm in right now. You just dropped a whole cricket cookie.
I'm sorry.
It's gonna hop back into the bag.
I know,
All right.
it's gonna jump
so
back.
let's
Wait,
do this.
Do you
Let's
want me
this.
to read what's in it?
I want you to read what's in it while I'm eating it.
While you're eating
here
it?
we go.
Okay. Semi-sweet chocolate chips is the #1 ingredient. Sugar, salted butter, wheat flour, eggs, cricket flour, oat flour, brown sugar, vanilla extract, baking soda, and salt. And there's 3 grams of protein per cookie. 3 grams. All right, so I'm gonna try this. It smells like a molasses cookie. We're eating crickets right
I
now.
want to know how many crickets are in it, honestly.
I would like to know the ratio of crickets per cookie. I think it's good. It almost tastes better than like some of, I'm sorry guys, but some of my friends' cookies that they sent me for the holidays, like it's maybe better than that. Do you feel weird about eating crickets? Do you want some water? I'm still sick, so I'm coughing now. Oh my God, your face is amazing.
Okay, to explain it to you, these three girls, women, are fantastic at making cookies.
Yeah.
I will say that. It's sweet and delicious.
They're good.
The cricket, and maybe it's just all in my brain,
That's psychological.
maybe it's all in my brain, makes it a little tangy.
No,
Adds a little,
psychological.
it's tangy.
I don't get that. You know what I think
Hold on,
that
let me
is?
try
That's
again.
the salt. That's the salt in the cookie.
Oh, I made cookies 2 days ago.
You
I
gotta add a little
know.
salt. You gotta add a little salt. You can't tell me you can taste the cricket in that, Khail.
They must have added a lot of cinnamon.
There is, it's like either cinnamon or molasses or, what's that one? There's one flour
You
in
can't
there
really
that's like-
taste. What I'm saying is you
can't
can't
taste the
really.
crickets.
You can't really taste anything.
It
But
tastes
I
like a
could
cookie.
tell something is a little.
Something's off.
It's off, not like dangerously
No, it's,
so.
it's a special recipe where it's like, this is not a traditional.
Yeah, you're just
chocolate chip
you're just like, wait a minute, this is a little bit of a variance.
But they're good.
My mind says, hey, wait a minute, that's not 100% what a cookie is. It's like a 99.9% what a cookie.
I'm gonna give these to people at Christmas, like
And
my
don't
family.
tell them.
I'm not gonna tell them until after they eat
Yeah,
it and see
yeah.
what happens. Maybe I'll film it.
Somebody did that with me recently with a deer hot dog. It was a
Oh,
hot
boy,
dog made of
venison
deer.
hot dog?
Yeah,
Yum,
it was
yum,
it was dry.
That was intense.
I've been eating a lot of weird stuff recently,
I bet.
so
Well, at least you're not giving blood while playing video games. I'm sorry, I do have brought that up.
yeah, no.
I'm not really that
now
sorry.
I can't eat any more cookies.
I know. You've lost your appetite.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if you want to check out Six Foods, you can go over to sixfoods.com. They have a whole website. You can pre-order chips if you chirps. I should say chirps.
I like the idea of us eating weird crap on this show a lot.
I do too. I'm
Let's
down.
do it.
But yeah, so
Recommend
that's
stuff.
Back at Her Hackett. It's a follow-up Back at Her Hackett. So
I want to try the chips because that's what
I'll
they
bring
were.
'em in.
That's where they were boasting, right?
Yeah,
that's
yeah, no,
okay. I'm
they're
down with
ground up crickets in like tortilla chips.
Okay.
But we can't
yeah.
have like salsa or anything with it at first. We got to taste the chips.
We got like worm salsa.
Ugh, gross. All right. On that note, worm salsa, we're gonna hit your user feedback. Wow, cricket cookies. We just ate them. All right.
Is your mouth like burning?
No.
Okay, now I'm just making stuff
I
up.
know, you're just making things up at this point. You're just making it up. Actually, I may have just sprinkled cayenne pepper on top of Khail's cookie and just let him think those are the crickets. That's the tang.
My tongue is really, really dry. And
No.
also, it feels like there's like spikes.
Does your stomach feel weird? Like crickets are jumping
yeah,
around in
it feels
there?
like-
They've just congealed and reanimated themselves inside your stomach?
I'm okay with us as I think it's Americans eating more bugs.
I'm too.
Totally cool with it.
No, that's why I backed
Ants
it.
are good for pepper. If
No, I
you
was
know,
like, I said,
dried ants.
listen, I'm like, I saw the Kickstarter and I'm like, you know what? They make a good point.
Yeah.
I'm willing to try it. And I did. So
Yep.
there you go.
But if you've seen Snowpiercer, you know exactly why I was afraid.
Liar,
So,
yes,
yeah.
exactly. Okay, so we asked you guys yesterday to use the hashtag TDSci-Fi to tell us what you would like to see remastered, rebooted, redone, whatever. And you guys came up with some good ones. Tony wrote to us and said, I would like to see a reboot of Logan's Run. Love this when I was
That's
a kid.
a great idea.
Really good one.
Yeah.
Producer Logan, that's his home movies. Logan's Run. That's his whole life story.
Yeah, but anybody that doesn't know, it's about like you turn 26, 25,
Yeah, I think it was 25 or 26.
and you have a light in the middle of your hand,
Yep.
and they kill you. So everybody in this society is young. It would make for some really beautiful. Do you remember there was a movie
So
called
many
In
beautiful
Time?
actors.
Yeah. It would just be the.
Oh, yeah, In Time
it would
with
be
JT,
all-
with
yeah,
the
everyone's
Timberlake.
beautiful and young. So yeah.
Everybody's young and pretty.
So there you go.
Pin wrote to us. Our
Oh, I love this guy. Yeah.
brilliant Pin. He says, hello, Ashley and Khail. I vote for remastering Disney's 1954 film 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, the adaptation of Jules Verne's classic morality tale of balancing the advancement of technology against the preservation of nature. Verne was so ahead of his time in his perception of technology, the story is worth revisiting as mankind are now faced with the questions that Verne posed. Just the fact that Verne foresaw the technology behind the nuclear-powered submarine armed with nuclear warheads prior to Robert Oppenheimer's work on the Manhattan Project warrants our revisiting of this story in light of all the rogue nations and terrorist groups' pursuit of nuclear weapons of mass destruction. Enjoy your show, Pin. He's
right as always, Pin.
Legit,
Right
like,
as always,
advice.
yeah.
Maybe you should be sitting here and maybe not us.
Both of us gone only Pin.
Yeah,
just
and
Pin.
the show should literally be called Pin Daily.
Cricket cookies and Pin.
Yeah, I think that would be
All
a really
right.
good show.
Well
So,
done. Yeah, no, I agree with that. That's definitely, I'd love to see that.
I'd like to see that too.
They did
I
Pirates of
think
the
it's really
Caribbean.
good.
Why can't they do 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea?
I agree. I think that would be amazing. Okay, so our very last piece of user feedback, as always, is our photographer of the day. Today's photographer is Hazim K, and he writes to us and says, Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa.
I just want to say that I really love your show. I'm now studying in Japan, so I want to share this sunset picture that had been taken by my iPhone 5 in Japan. The place is called Mojiku. I really hope that I can introduce and share a lot more about places in Japan. And then he sent a smiley face.
Oh, please do.
He's in
I
Kyushu.
love Japan.
He's in Kyushu. Yes, please. I love this. Look at the ships and the water and the sunset. It's just such a nice, like, well-composed picture. I love the silhouettes. It just looks really good.
Fantastic.
But I love that he wrote to us in Japanese. Like,
Yeah.
the opening of the email is konnichiwa in Japanese. And
Ohayo
then
gozaimasu.
Ohayo gozaimasu. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Well
like
done.
it.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
really,
you for that.
really
That's
good.
cool. I love Japan.
Yeah, super awesome. So Hazim K, high fives. Is that your new favorite?
He's my new favorite. Yeah,
Okay,
he's
just
absolutely my new
double-checking.
favorite.
If you guys want to submit your photography to be Khail's favorite, you can email us a link to your picture tomorrow at cnet.com. You can also send us your user feedback if you're into that. If you absolutely hate email, that's okay. We're on social media. We are on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We're Tomorrow Daily there. And then we're Tomorrow Daily TV on Google+. And we now have a Tumblr.
Oh, yeah, we have a subreddit now, too.
And a subreddit.
You just mentioned it yesterday.
Because you guys are pretty much the greatest.
It's awesome.
So the Tumblr actually is, I started, but I'm doing it on purpose because I want to be able to feature the photographer of the day. So we'll post the photographer of the day, and then we'll post a link to the show.
Yeah.
So if you're not sure, if you're having trouble getting directly to the CNET page with all the show links and stuff, you can just go to tomorrowdaily.tumblr.com.
You know what we should do on the subreddit is we should have people post, like we'll have a Khail post and an Ashley post, and they have to submit things we should get each other for the Christmas episode.
I like that.
So if you're watching, like create an article and be like, okay, this is Khail's gift for Ashley.
Khail's gift
and then in the
ideas.
subreddit, and you can't look on mine.
No, I won't.
And in the subreddit, put things I should get for, like a thing I should get for Ashley, and we'll figure it out. And then that one.
I would so deeply enjoy that.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah.
I was thinking we should do it
could do,
for
like, Secret
shirts,
Santa.
shirts that we wear on here, but that would be like, Secret Santa for both of us, but we don't get to pick, so.
Really good.
So there you go.
Hey, shirt suggestions for the show. We're both down for it because I think we're starting to recycle now. We're starting to see.
I wear this every day.
I'm
shirt.
pretty
It's
sure you
always
wore it
underneath
once a week at
every
least.
single day.
It's like the Superman S. Jurassic Park
Yeah, I
is
need
actually on
this.
your home planet. It means hope.
This is hope for us. Also, if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe and give it a thumbs up. And
Rate and review us on iTunes.
Rate and review us on iTunes.
If you want to tell somebody about the show, you can just send them over to tomorrowdaily.com. That'll forward them right to the CNET video page. It's really easy. As opposed to, you got to click around. It just takes a really long time. Like, you don't want to do that.
Yeah.
We're just to save you some time.
Right.
You have better things to do.
Yeah.
So tomorrowdaily.com. And you can find us on the internet if you want to ask us about our Cricut cookie experience or anything else. You can find me at Ashley Esqueda over on Twitter. Khail's at Khail Anonymous.
Yeah, I'm at Khail Anonymous.
If you were at all worried or wondering about where you can find
Next
Khail.
time, don't tell me they're Cricut cookies.
I won't.
It's psychologically.
It's damaging. I know.
Psychologically.
Well, see, I really battled with that. I didn't know if I wanted to tell you, or if I was like, maybe I'll surprise him. But then I was worried you'd vomit on the show.
I wanted to know if that should have been the TD. TD of the day is. Have you ever tricked someone into trying something that you didn't tell them what it was?
Should we change it? Do we want to change it?
What's the
Do we
TD
want to
now?
make a last-minute Netflix?
You
Do you want to make a
can
last
try,
game
but
time?
people have already typed
I know.
it
I
in
think
the
people are already
comments.
typing it in.
Well, that's
next time.
extra credit.
When we do the chips, we'll do that. Okay.
All right.
All right, guys. That's it for the show. We'll be back tomorrow with a brand new docket of weird, wonderful, awesome, geek and science fiction-y sort of future things. But until then, be good humans, and we'll see you next time. Bye.